All right, brother, you ready to get this show on the road?
Let's do this.
All right, let's do this. Hey, welcome back, guys. This is Maniacs Reacts. I'm John. This is Jim.
What's up, guys?
You guys notice we're missing one of our key people, Ryan. Unfortunately, Ryan is at home because
he's got a bad back.
He's been under the weather for a few weeks now. Pretty bad. It's actually pretty serious. So we've been praying for the guy, and I hope you guys remember him as well. We want to see him back here and, hanging out with us and having fun. So Ryan, you're back over here already.
Yeah, we're ready.
We need you. I need you to run this computer. All right, guys. So this is the show where we pick 3 cars and we have some fun critiquing them, commenting on them, and giving them a rating. Jim, why don't you tell us how we do this rating system?
So we got a 3-tier rating system, John. And with this rating system, the lowest baseline rating is a cranker. It's kind of like we don't really dig it, really. I mean, on the cranker, it's kind of like a, and then the middle of the road, it's a cruiser. It's chilling, it's cool, we like it, we're cruising.
Mm-hmm.
And then the coup de grace.
Coup de grace. Wow.
Mm-hmm. So that is. We call that on the limiter, and it's kind of like this.
Wow. All right, that's the limiter.
Yeah,
so on that note, let's get rolling, and let's roll this first car.
Let's have some fun.
So why don't you introduce the first truck, in fact, that we have. Let's give us a little teaser here.
So,
give us a little teaser here.
All right. Hugh Jim. All right, the C10. Oh, here it is.
C10. All right.
C10.
So I'm going to go ahead and just drop it for everybody to see.
This thing's ratty. We love the ratty over here at Maniacs Garage. This is right up our alley.
Yes.
Mid-60s, ratty. Way too much horsepower for the weight. And this thing is just tied in well.
It really is. So here it is. Everybody's seeing it. So awesome patina, man. I love this thing. It's slammed. It's a short bed C10. Looks like it's turbocharged V8. I wish I knew what motor the guy's running. We tried to look up some info on this truck, but we really couldn't find too much on it.
Yeah. If you follow us on Instagram, this was a recent post.
Yeah.
Very, very cool truck. Very cool.
Yeah, so I'm really digging. I mean, obviously, other than the patina, that is cool, right? I'm noticing the exhaust coming out the side of the bed, which I'm really digging. That's kind of cool.
It's nice and clean, nice and
tucked. It's a cool look. Lots of cage work on this truck. So lots of fabrication there with the tubing.
Seeing the other guys' builds of this truck, it's probably tube chassis. It's probably independent suspension. Just based on the other builds that I've seen.
Yeah, I would venture to say that yes, and especially how low it's sitting
there's
too.
A lot of custom fabrication that we're not seeing. Definitely. So let's see this thing do a couple rips, man.
Yeah, let's pull that clip up. Just gonna take a second here since I'm a little rustier on the trigger when it comes to this thing. So let's get it over to the proper place. Here it is. So yeah, man, this thing actually does business too. Yeah, it doesn't just look cool. It actually rips cool.
It is the bee's knees.
It really is. And man, it looks pretty effortless. I'm a little jealous, to be honest with you.
Can the 62 do this? I mean, 62? 49, all these numbers.
I know, so I'm jealous because the 49 Ford body swap BMW cannot do this yet. And it's just killing me, dude.
All that horsepower.
Got horsepower, we got torque, but we got big meats on it, and we got a lot of electronics that just won't let it rip like this. I want to do this, Jim. Yeah. I want the 49 to do some donuts like this in a controlled environment, of course.
Yeah, it's safety first.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably his backyard, right? This is just his parking lot in his backyard. His house. It's private property. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
That's not a hotel or anything right there. No, that's his house. We're gonna say that it's got a really cool parking lot at his house. The kind of parking lot that we all want to have at our houses. So, dude, that thing is cool. I love it, man.
Yeah.
I wish we could show sound, on this
Yeah.
too, because it sounds awesome. That's a healthy V8 ripping this thing around.
One of the first stick shift vehicles I drove was a C10.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you remember what year it was?
It was like an 80.
Oh,
but,
80. Okay, so square body.
Square body.
Okay.
But that was man, the clutch was so heavy. I mean, I was probably 11, 12, but I mean, it was hard to push in that clutch. And it had a 350 that had work done, and it had a clutch,
Okay.
and it had 3-speed with overdrive, and it had a rear end. Yeah.
Well, that's good that had one because.
Well, yeah, I mean,
you mean it had a good one that
Yeah.
actually handled it.
Yeah. So
That's pretty cool, man. Can you imagine how much that thing's worth today?
Oh my gosh.
Those square bodies, man.
It was, I drove it to high school a couple times later on in life, and it was like embarrassing.
Yeah. If you would
Like
only knew what it was gonna do
like,
later.
95 took it to like auto shop, and it was like, yeah, look at that redneck, dude.
This is when you drive, like this is all you got.
Like it was pretty gnarly.
So yeah,
in a bad way.
You guys know what a square body C10 is, and if you don't, you guys can just Google that and check it out. It's a cool truck, and there's a cult following to those now. I mean, they're just hard to find. They're expensive. So yeah, it's pretty funny that it was looked down upon once upon a time back then. So I guess we gotta get this thing rated. We gotta do our little rating on this thing.
We do, and there's no doubt in my mind what this thing rates as.
Yeah.
Oh no.
All right.
It's
All right.
Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, you're getting better at that rev limiter sound, dude. You've been practicing.
That's what I do at night. I'm home practicing my limiters. My kids come downstairs like, Dad, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm doing it.
I can actually picture that.
Yeah.
You would be one of those guys that does that. You want to be good at everything you do, and you just have to practice.
You got to practice. It doesn't come naturally.
Well, I got to say that I'm going to be on the limiter too, because I just love the whole idea behind this thing. And obviously it's got some really cool work done to it. And I like the fact that, I always love the fact that it's just ratty looking, rusty, and it just looks like it's worth nothing, to the untrained eye, right?
Yeah.
But it's actually a really serious piece, and it's super cool. So I'm going to be on the limiter as well. Yeah. Good job. Do you remember the guy's Instagram page? For
Rest K27.
All right, so number 4, RESTK 27. You guys want to check out more stuff on this
give
truck
him a follow,
at Instagram.
Give him some likes. Check him out. Radical truck. Really, really rad. Total Maniac style right there.
Dude, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I get down. So I think it's time is this show sponsored?
It's show sponsored, dude. I can't believe it's already time for our sponsor.
Wow.
All right. Well, who is our sponsor today, Jim?
Our sponsor today is carcovers.com.
There it is. Carcovers.com, you guys. Man, look at that sexy beast under that cover. What is that? Look at the wing, dude. It looks totally crazy. Oh, that's the 49 Ford body swap BMW. Look at it, guys. The turbo's kind of sticking up there.
Man, you see that fitment?
That fitment. That's tight.
That's like Walmart after midnight tight.
No, bro. This thing's got real curves under it.
Yeah.
All right, enough joking. This is carcovers.com, you guys. They offer applications like into the hundreds of applications. So doesn't matter what you have. They have it for UTVs. I think they even have it for RVs, man. But they have it for pretty much every car out there. They have some universal stuff, so it'll fit things close enough. But you guys can check them out. And they have indoor covers, outdoor covers, heavy-duty outdoor covers. It's crazy.
They got covers. They got you covered.
They got you covered. And, the only problem you're going to have with them is trying to decide which cover you want to use.
Yeah. I mean, I go to my cover closet, and I'm like, which cover do I use today?
Only in America, right? It's a first world problem where we have to figure out which cover to use, whether you're going to use your indoor cover to keep the dust off your car if it's sitting there for a long time, your show car, obviously, or if you need to use a nice, more secure heavy-duty cover for the outside.
Yes.
Right? check them out, guys, carcovers.com, and we are going to drop a code in the description of this video for you guys to get a discount on it. So thanks, carcovers.com. We love using your products.
Yes.
All right, man.
Really sweet cover.
Are we moving on to the next vehicle?
We are.
We are moving on to the next vehicle. All right, I'm going to have to introduce this vehicle because this one is more near and dear to me. I got to meet this builder, and I got to tell you, man, he's a cool kid. Young guy. All right, you know what? Without further ado, I'm just going to drop this thing right here. Boom. It's a Volkswagen GTI MK6. It's like, what, 2008 to 2013?
Yes.
I don't know what this, I think it's a 2012, I want to say maybe is what his specific one was. It's his first car, dude. This is the car he bought, and he's been working on it since then, and it's gone through several different phases, but he's a wide body guy, which, you know, I love the wide body stuff. And so he's done the bolt-on wide body, and then he ended up actually designing this wide body from scratch. So it's really cool. So we met this guy at the SEMA show this last year, November, and he was in the Toyo booth, the tread pass for Toyo tires, which is a prestigious thing to be in that area there. Some really cool cars around it. So he was invited to be in that because of the caliber of this build. So this thing, we'll talk about quite a bit about what he's got in it, but the main thing with this car is this body kit. So again, this is from his mind onto spray foam, sanded and shaved and bondoed and, you know, created into this. He actually, what's so cool about this, Jim, is that these young guys, we're kind of old school. You know, we need a grinder and a welder and a, you know, cutting
and a hammer,
a big hammer, a few hammers, some sawzalls. Like, that's how we build stuff. But these young guns, man, I keep calling him young gun because I think he actually was a young gun for SEMA. But they use technology. So they use like 3D scanners. So they actually, after he did this foam work on this car in his driveway, mind you, he worked on this at his house and did most of this work up until the very end. He was working on it in his driveway at his house. And he took it from that foam stage, that Bondo stage, and had it scanned, 3D scanned, brought into, I can't remember what program they're using right now. Which kind of shows my ignorance when it comes to that. But they ended up refining it in that program and then 3D printed this body kit.
Wow.
So this actual kit that you're seeing right there is 3D printed. That's the prototype. It's wrapped. That's actually wrapped, dude, but it looked like, I saw this up close and I thought it was painted. And I know wraps and all that from my past experience. And it looked awesome. And that kit's really cool. So his plans with this is to get that kit actually mass produced and sold.
He's gonna do well with it.
He's got a following too in that water-cooled Volkswagen, you know, kind of world. Mm-hmm. And so really cool. So you can find him at Typical Steven on Instagram, and then you can redirect to the actual company, which is Alcatel Concepts. And I think that's what it is. I just can't spell it for you guys. It's a Hungarian thing, which actually is kind of cool too. So I chopped it up with them in Hungarian at SEMA, which was really fun.
No way, you spoke Hungarian?
I did, man. I speak.
I know you do.
I speak Hungarian. I can speak English now, all of a sudden. But yeah, it was really cool. So cool guy. But man, this car actually has so much more than the body kit too. I mean, it's race car inspired. He actually does want to race it once he kind of gets done with the show circuit with it. So he actually he did a motor swap on it. So instead of the 4-banger that it came with, he put a 5-cylinder and he turbocharged it. So really
Why wouldn't you?
I mean, right?
Right?
So exhaust out through the hood. He does have a hood.
It does fit. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep. Got a hood for it. And then full cage.
Interesting story on the cage too.
Dude.
More technology.
More technology, man. These guys with the cage, I should know who the cage company was. But again, if you go to his page, you can check it out, and then you can learn more from there. But these guys flew out from some out of state, came down, scanned the interior of the car, went back and created the cage virtually for that, for the interior of the car, and did all the CNC bending and all the stuff with it, cutting, and sent the cage back in pieces. And he had a local shop in Huntington Beach area, Orange County, California is where he's from. He ended up having them TIG welded in, and it's awesome, dude. It's clean. Wow. So lots of cool technology used in this thing. He's sponsored, by the way, by Status.
I saw that in the back window. I was gonna mention that.
He's got this cool like plaid Status seats that Status
like
did for them.
Volkswagen
And he's running the Status steering wheels as well.
Nice.
So yeah, it's super cool. And man, guess what? Doesn't just look good, but look at this little flamethrower action.
It goes good too, huh? Yeah, I bet you it gets, huh?
I think it gets on, man. He's running rotiforms on there, some really nice size wheels. They're square fitment, which means that they're the same size on the front as they're on the back. That's what square fitment means.
Okay.
So they're just massive, dude. Massive.
Wow.
And of course, he's running Toyos on it. Look at that big intercooler.
I bet your Connor was drooling.
He was.
I bet he was just drooling all over this.
Yeah. So Connor's is my son. He's one of the maniacs in the behind the scenes.
He's a background maniac
doing the editing and such. But he has a Mark 7 Volkswagen right now, and he actually knew this guy, like as far as he's been following them, and it was kind of cool to finally connect and actually talk to the guy. So yeah, it was pretty fun.
Wow.
It was pretty fun. But yeah, I do have a couple of more images of it. Look at this. This is him working in his driveway. That was the early stages of the shaping that body kit. Can you just imagine, dude, going from scratch?
Oh my gosh.
Is this putting you to sleep? I mean, I can understand if it is.
No, man.
Look at that, dude. Look how raw it is. Just foam, and then you start bondoing it to make it smoother.
You know, I wish I didn't get up at 3:20 a.m. in the morning, but I do.
We shouldn't have a regular job to get up to and do that. Thank God you do.
Yeah.
And it's a good job. So
Yeah.
it does good. But yeah, man, this thing is a really, really cool ride. The guy is super cool. And that's the 3D piece afterwards. So kind of nice it comes out, man. Right?
So nice.
So cool.
I'd like to see the 3D printer.
Right,
because obviously.
So it's not full pieces. I think the
Right.
fender. I think the front fender. So that's a whole fender, by the way. It's a complete replacement fender. It bolts on. Stock fender unbolts. This piece bolts on. Rest of the stuff gets bonded on here and there. But yeah, cool.
Yeah,
you were gonna say something?
No, it's just incredible technology.
Yeah,
3D printing.
It really is. And it's funny because talking with him, he was like, man, it took him like 2+ years to get it to this phase, from when he started kind of cutting it up and doing this last deal that he was doing. And he said he had so many haters hit him up, like, man, when are you going to finish it? And this thing's never going to turn on. You're doing it wrong and all the stuff, all these.
I can only imagine.
All these
we deal with that so much
keyboard warriors, warriors. They just know better, It's like, oh, man.
That's incredible patience too, which I commend, because I have a hard problem with that with projects. Just want it to go.
Yeah, financing, time, and he had to learn how to do some of these things. He didn't know any of this either. He was just trying to figure out as he went.
It and trial by fire.
Man, and it's cool. It's cool that he stuck it through, and that's something that we always talk about too in our videos when we do our interviews with the so guys, we have other videos that we put out. Obviously, we put out some videos, working videos on the different projects that we have. We keep mentioning the 49 Ford. It's actually body swapped on a 335i BMW. Been working on Jim's 62 Mercury Monterey's, our current project right now. Big Patina Cruiser. Did a full engine rebuild on it. Never really done that kind of caliber work before, so that was really cool. And then we do some videos where we cover some car shows, and then we do some builders where we interview builders out there. And one of the things that we put out, is just encouraging our viewers, you guys, if you have any inkling to do some of this stuff, you just got to start small. You start with the tools you have, you start with the car you have, and you do something that you feel, inclined to do. And that's how we all started, right? So that's what it is. And this is a perfect example with Steven, doing this ride. I mean, it's just a cool ride.
Yeah, it's incredibly cool.
So,
Yeah.
you know,
and I'm not even a huge
Volkswagen fan.
I'm not a huge, but I mean, this is just, it's out of this world.
Yeah, and his delivery of the way it looks now is just really, really, really cool. I mean, it's super cool. Every which way you look at it.
Yeah.
And the interior is just all bare, all, you know, aluminum panels and all painted white, and just it's a true like race car, you know, inspired.
Sweet.
Big brakes and all that. So
awesome,
what do we have to do? We got to rate this thing, man. I'm
it.
almost like I can keep talking about this.
Yeah.
I actually have a Volkswagen background in water cooled Volkswagens, and I do like these things a lot. They're pretty fun, but that's in my past. So
let's keep it back there.
All right, man. I'm gonna go first on this one. So I'm gonna, without a doubt, it's on the rev limiter, and it actually does the rev limiter sound. This car does.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
And I'm right there with you, man. There's no doubt in my mind with a piece of artwork like this that's where it's got to be. I mean, all the time and effort it takes to do something like that, and that's just where it's at. So I'm up there.
You're doing really, really good tonight. You're putting me to shame. I gotta ramp it up here.
You, dude. Downstairs.
Maybe on this next one.
Late at night, you know, 7:45.
Yeah, you're really.
Maybe 8:15 at the latest.
Yeah, with our jackets on and beanies on, because it's been cold here in southern Arizona.
Oh,
cold, man. It's like what, 40 degrees out there?
It's been 22 degrees in the morning when I go to the gym.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty cold right now. We were actually having a little cold front kind of going through here, but
yeah,
no snow. It doesn't really snow here, so.
I saw snow today.
Yeah, a couple flakes, you know, it just doesn't stick, so.
Right.
It's really cool, though. All right, so this actually brings us to our Boney bonus car.
Here it comes.
Here it comes, guys. Boom, there's the bonus car. Oh, the anticipation. What is it? Oh, man, it's some wagon. What is that on top there?
It's a tuba.
It's a tuba, dude.
Yeah, it's like a marching band.
It's a whole band in one.
It's a whole marching band.
It's a one-man band.
Parade. Yes.
Dude, I can see it. It's making sounds like a tuba too, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
So, from what I can tell you guys, so this is an Australian car, and they're obviously driving on the wrong side of the road. Which they would argue that we're driving on the wrong side of the road, but their cars are right-hand drive, which actually I do like. I think that's very cool. I'd love to have a right-hand drive car here in the U.S. It'd be pretty fun. It's actually legal here to have that, so pretty crazy.
Yes.
But yeah, it's a right-hand drive car, so they're in Australia, and they do have a crazy car scene down there, man. They have a really pretty poppin' car scene down there now. I don't know what this fits into as far as a genre necessarily.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a genre of its own, really. I mean, yeah.
So that's a sequential. It looks like 3, but it's actually 4 turbos on that car. One's under the hood. You can't see it.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
So yeah. So the question is why, and then the answer is, well, why not?
Yeah, I mean,
right?
Yeah.
So dude, this guy stacked 4 turbos on top of each other, which would be sequential turbos, it looks like, right? So 1 feeds 2, 2 feeds 3, 3 feeds 4, and the 4 feeds the engine.
Yeah, and then by then you're just boosting hard.
Yeah, I mean, this thing will send, things into orbit, right?
Yeah, I mean, or connecting rod through the pavement. Right?
Either into orbit or down into the center of the earth, right? It's going to launch something one way or another.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, I wonder if the kit's available.
Yeah, what? You want to put it on your daughter's RAV4?
But something.
I mean, you did just do you did just confirm that it's got a timing chain, so
what
could possibly go wrong, right?
It is a timing chain, not a belt. So
dude, she would love it. She would totally appreciate this done to it.
Yeah, totally.
Totally not.
I do not want her going any faster.
Right. Well, guys, man, I don't even know. I don't know. I'm kind of in disbelief a little bit because I'm into like wild and crazy, right? I like the why not answer most of the time, because people ask us, why'd you do this? Why'd you pick that wheel? Why'd you go wide body? Why'd you do that? Right? And you're like, why not? But in this case, I'm a little troubled,
Yeah.
I'm a little distraught as to how much I like it or not like it. I don't know. I feel conflicted.
Mm-hmm.
How's that? How do you feel? How do you feel about this, Jim? What's your rating on this car?
I'm still trying to follow those pipes in my head and make it work in my head as far as the hot side to the cold side. I mean,
it's working. The car's moving and
yeah.
it's shooting flames
Yeah.
for crying out loud.
Yeah. So I mean, like, I'm like, wait a second. I wonder if it starts at the other end and it goes down. Wait, no. No. Stick with what works.
Yeah.
Stick
with the first idea.
The guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, he's definitely a mad genius. That's for sure. That's for sure.
That not knowing
right.
how it all works.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I appreciate that.
I do. I do appreciate that part, right? That
right.
He's just doing it. I wonder what kind of engine is in there. You know, I mean, maybe it's a 2J. You know, and this thing can take 2,000 horsepower, and this thing probably gives it 2,000 horsepower. You know.
Yeah.
So actually, the idea with sequential turbos, usually there are two of them, right? So let's do a little lesson. The more you know,
more you
lesson,
know,
right? So you can have twin turbos on a car and actually have them separated twin turbos, right?
Correct. Most
so they're like parallel to each other, right? They're boosting, either sending it to one bank, you know, 4 cylinders here, 4 cylinders here on a V8 or whatever, right? That kind of stuff.
V6.
Yeah, or maybe even 2 into 1 into the whole thing, you know. I mean, that could potentially be a 2, right? It's just going to give you that double boost. And then there's a sequential turbo, which is a smaller turbo first, and then it goes into a bigger turbo second, and then from the bigger turbo goes into the engine.
Right.
Typically, diesels is where we see this on.
Yeah.
And they do this so that the smaller turbo, because it spools up faster. Being smaller, it's lighter, it spools up faster. But then it runs out of power at a certain point. But by then, it spun the big turbo up because they need that exhaust power, right? The boost. And now the big turbo goes to work and just launches that thing into the next 1,000 horsepower above.
Yeah, the diesels are boosting a lot more than the gassers are.
Yeah, so that's sequential turbo. So, I mean, this is a crazy example of a sequential turbo. So, man, you got to give it to the guy. So, man, I don't know. Do you want to go first on this rating situation?
Nope.
No, you're gonna let me go? Let's have Ryan go first. Maybe we should call him.
Phone a friend.
We should have had him. That would have been fun, man.
Hell, we're jammed up right now.
We're jammed up, man. What do you think of this car?
Yeah, I mean.
All right. If he doesn't make it by next week, we're gonna get him on the phone, dude.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna do. All right, I'll go first. All right, so I want to give him a limiter, dude, because it's so crazy. But I'm conflicted, like I said, to the point of a cranker, dude, because I'm thinking, where's the rest of the car? Like, where are the wheels to match this power? You know, it's a rear-wheel drive. Where's all that wheel? It doesn't look like it's a mini tub or anything, you know? Like, where's it all going, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe he's not done.
What?
Maybe he's not done.
Maybe it's just the one turbo on top working. All the rest of them are just sitting there looking like they're there.
No.
I only see flames go. Well, they'll only be on the top anyway. So maybe he's not done. That's a good point. All right.
Maybe it's a she. Who knows?
Hey, maybe it is a she, dude. We're equal opportunity kind of channel here, so it could be a woman builder. Hey, that's cool with us. All right, well, he or she, I'm going to probably give it, man. All right, I'm going to have to split it then, and I'm going to go to cranker.
Cranker, huh?
Yeah. No, I messed up, didn't I? Cruiser. Halfway. That's a cruiser. I got to figure out the ratings for myself.
Yeah.
Our own ratings.
You're going to have to give you a manual.
You know, a cheat sheet. Where's the teleprompter?
Yeah,
teleprompter.
You know?
All right.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go cruiser as well, because I feel as though this thing has a lot of potential. I kind of think, you know, it's not done. You know, we just don't know.
Yeah.
I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt.
Once we see this thing just shredding tires off the back, it's going to the limiter.
Or the front.
Or the front, or all four. And I mean, cool. That'd be even cooler. All-wheel drive, that'd be really cool.
That would be cool.
That would be cool. But I think, guys, with that, we are at the end of the show. So if you guys made it this far, we've been trying to give away sticker packs for guys that comment, guys or girls that comment on this video. Be the first comment on this video, and we will reach out to you, get your address, and we'll send you a sticker sheet that has, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 stickers, I think. Yep. Different ones that we have. Really cool. We should have one to show, but you know, we're not that organized around here at Maniacs Garage. We're lucky that we're here doing this because it took a few weeks to get back in the saddle.
Well, here we are.
Here we are. All right, guys. Hey, subscribe to this channel, and you can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Maniacs Garage. Follow us there and chat with us there, DM, and all that good stuff.
Heck yeah, we'll see you on the next one.
All right. See you guys.
Later.